Sometimes a movie becomes so successful that the sequel feels almost inevitable. But every once in a while, a sequel arrives that doesn't just continue the story. It expands the entire universe, and that's exactly what seems to be happening with Nintendo's next big animated project, because when the first Super Mario Bros. Movie hit theaters in 2023, the expectations were already high. Mario had been one of the most recognizable characters in gaming history for decades. Bringing him properly to the big screen was something fans had been waiting for. What nobody expected was just how massive the response would be. The film went on to earn more than $1.3 billion worldwide. That number alone turned the movie into one of the biggest video game adaptations ever made. It wasn't just a hit with families and younger audiences. Longtime fans of the games also showed up in huge numbers, and now Nintendo is preparing to take that momentum even further. During a recent Nintendo Direct event, the company officially revealed the latest trailer for its upcoming animated sequel, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And judging from what we've seen so far, the new film is aiming for something bigger, more ambitious, and far more cosmic than the previous adventure. Right from the beginning, the trailer makes it clear that this time the story will take Mario and his friends far beyond the Mushroom Kingdom. Instead of simply revisiting familiar locations, the characters are heading into space. That shift alone changes the entire scale of the story. Chris Pratt returns to voice Mario, while Charlie Day once again brings Luigi to life. Jack Black is back as Bowser, Seth Rogen returns as Donkey Kong, and Anya Taylor Joy reprises her role as Princess Peach. But this sequel also introduces several new characters that longtime fans of the games will instantly recognize. Donald Glover joins the cast as Yoshi, a character that fans have been eagerly waiting to see since the post-credit scene of the previous movie teased his arrival. Isara Ae voices Honeyqueen, while Louis Guzman takes on the role of Wart. Just seeing these names appear in the cast list already suggests that the filmmakers are expanding the world in some interesting ways. One of the biggest differences this time around is the structure of the adventure itself. In the first movie, Mario and Luigi spent much of the story separated from each other. Their individual journeys eventually led them back together, but the film often focused on their individual growth. This time things appear to be different. According to the trailer and the comments from the cast, the two brothers will remain together throughout most of the adventure. That change could create a very different dynamic between the characters. Mario and Luigi have always been strongest when they operate as a team, and seeing them face challenges side by side could give the sequel a stronger emotional core. Another interesting detail that recently surfaced involves the film's runtime. Reports suggest that the Super Mario Galaxy movie will run for 1 hour and 38 minutes. That may not sound like a huge difference, but it actually makes the sequel slightly longer than the first film by about 6 minutes. In the world of animated family films, even a small increase in runtime can make a difference. One of the criticisms directed at the 2023 movie was that the story sometimes moved too quickly. Some viewers felt that the pacing didn't leave enough room to explore the characters or the world in greater depth. So the slightly longer runtime might give the sequel an opportunity to address that issue. It could allow the filmmakers to introduce new characters more naturally, while also giving the story room to breathe. And considering how many new elements are being introduced, that extra time might be necessary. The trailer already shows glimpses of characters like Rosalina, Bowser Jr., Birdo, and several other fan favorites that haven't appeared on the big screen before. If you've played the games, you already know that Rosalina plays a key role in the Galaxy-themed adventures. Her presence alone suggests that the movie might be drawing inspiration from the beloved Super Mario Galaxy games. But even with all these reveals, the actual plot of the film remains surprisingly mysterious. Nintendo and the filmmakers have been very careful about keeping major story details secret. The trailers hint at a cosmic journey, new planets, and a confrontation involving Bowser Jr., but the larger narrative is still being kept under wraps. There have even been rumors suggesting that Wario could appear as the film's true villain. So far those reports haven't been confirmed by Universal or by the creative team behind the movie, but honestly, that uncertainty might be part of the fun, because one of the things that made the first film so entertaining was the constant stream of surprises and references to the games fans enjoyed. spotting small details hidden throughout the Mushroom Kingdom. From power-ups to familiar enemies, the movie was packed with nods to Mario's long history. If the sequel takes the characters into an entire galaxy of new worlds, the possibilities for those kinds of Easter eggs become even bigger. Another important factor behind the sequel's success could be the returning creative team. Directors Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic are both returning after guiding the first movie to massive success. Their experience with the characters and the tone of the franchise should help maintain continuity while still allowing the story to grow. Matthew Fogel also returns as the writer, meaning the sequel will be built by the same core team that handled the original film. That consistency is usually a good sign for fans when the same creative voices remain involved. It becomes easier to expand a story without losing what made it special in the first place. At the same time, the galaxy setting opens the door to something visually spectacular. The first movie already impressed audiences with its colorful environments and detailed animation. The Mushroom Kingdom felt vibrant and alive in a way that captured the spirit of the games, but space introduces an entirely new visual playground. Planets, cosmic landscapes, floating worlds, and entirely new species of characters could push the animation even further, and judging by the trailer, the visual effects look bigger than ever. The final moments of the preview even show Luma patrolling what appears to be a prison cell, teasing a storyline that might involve captivity, escape, or even a larger cosmic threat. Moments like that suggest the sequel could raise the stakes significantly. Instead of simply defending one kingdom, Mario and his friends might be protecting an entire galaxy. But the real question many fans are asking is whether the sequel will address the narrative concerns some critics had with the first film. While the original movie received strong audience reactions, critics were more divided. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film scored around 59% with critics but an impressive 95% audience score. That gap reveals something interesting. Even though some reviewers pointed out pacing issues or a lack of deeper storytelling, general audiences clearly enjoyed the experience, which means the sequel now has an opportunity to build on that success if the filmmakers manage to keep the fun energy of the original while adding more emotional depth. The result could be something truly special, and honestly, that's what makes this sequel so fascinating to watch. It has the potential to transform a successful animated movie into a long-running franchise. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is scheduled to arrive in theaters on April 1st, 2026. If the excitement surrounding the trailer is any indication, the film could easily become one of the biggest animated releases of the year, and if Nintendo continues expanding the universe the way this sequel suggests, we might only be seeing the beginning of a much larger cinematic world. But now I'm curious about something. Do you think taking Mario into space is the right move for the franchise? Or would you prefer the story to stay focused on the Mushroom Kingdom and the classic locations from the games? Let me know what you think, and if you enjoy breaking down upcoming movies before they hit theaters, make sure you keep an eye on Screen Radar, because we're always watching the next film that might surprise the entire industry.